It is the 8th fight between Ultimate Fighter winners in UFC history. We get you the tail of the tape for Court McGee and Robert Whittaker. Whittaker still just 22 years old. He has a 1-inch height advantage, but the 2-inch reach advantage resides in the red corner with the American, Court McGee. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 12 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Sydney, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Ultimate Fighter Smashes welterweight winner, Robert Whittaker. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 15 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Orem, Utah, he is the Ultimate Fighter Season 11 winner, Court the Crusher McGee. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
So the veteran Herb Dean draws the assignment here. Brittany Palmer to get us started for round 1. Between the Ultimate Fighter winners, Robert Whittaker and Court McGee.
Ready. Let's do it.
They touch gloves and we are underway.
Court McGee immediately getting in the face of Robert Whittaker, trying to close that distance. Whittaker has a very sneaky jab to left hook combination that he likes to utilize. McGee getting on the inside early, trying to get things done with his wrestling.
Robert Whittaker, born in New Zealand, but calls Australia home. Some have suggested, as Court McGee lands the right hand, that Whittaker could be the best prospect to ever come out of Australia or New Zealand. So, looking to live up to that hype, at least in some part here tonight, against what is without question his stiffest test to date in the form of Court McGee.
Whittaker so talented, so young, but McGee right now fighting an excellent fight, a smart fight, really pressuring the youngster here, trying to get on the inside and pressure with combinations and wrestling attacks.
And Kenny, we noticed in Whittaker's fight, as McGee lands an outside leg kick, that sometimes in order to stop a shot of an opponent, he'll keep those hands down a little bit.
Yeah, he really utilized that lead hand against Colton Smith, really kept it very low, and that wasn't anything that was done to be cocky or a real fundamental mistake necessarily. It was done to kind of bait him in. He knew he had that left hand down to stop the shot, and he has a lot of confidence in the power of his right hand. You can't fault him. It worked throughout the fight.
And again, that left jab working well early for Robert Whittaker, who spent about 8 weeks in Montreal, Canada for this one at the TriStar Gym with Firas Zahabi.
Whittaker just stays so calm. I mean, at 22 years old, beautiful to watch. McGee really pressuring, and for Whittaker, you know, we talked about that lead hand being low. He's got to make sure that stays up against someone like Court McGee, because he throws a beautiful 1-2, does Court McGee, and he's been utilizing it a lot to start off this round.
And McGee able to land with the left hand there. When you fight Court McGee, you just know you're in for an exhaustive evening.
Yeah, he's keeping a very fast pace, a lot of volume with his striking, which is exactly what he needs to do against Whittaker, to back him up. Whittaker, an excellent counter striker, though.
Whittaker continues to try to establish that jab. Oh, McGee goes in on a takedown and eats a left hand from Whittaker.
That's what I mean with that left hand. Beautiful hook that he throws. He finds that chin from anywhere. His head is always in the right position. He slips, and he eyes that chin like a hawk.
And that left hand landing at will for Robert Whittaker here in the early going.
And that's what McGee needs to do. Start to back him up, but back him up not only with just his pressure and footwork, but back him up with combinations. There he goes.
And McGee able to land with the jab there after landing the kick upstairs. So, Court McGee, little cut there on the hairline, or so it would appear. And going into a power takedown there, a little unorthodox.
Nice pressure from McGee, almost finished the takedown, but Whittaker right back to his knees and right back to his feet. And it looks like McGee got hit. I'm not sure if it was an elbow, but I know Whittaker's been looking for that right rear elbow, that upward elbow there. And that may have caused that cut on the left side of the forehead of Court McGee. I'd say more the temple of McGee.
Court McGee, though, landing his share of significant strikes here in our opening round.
Absolutely keeping a very good pace, staying very active and mixing things up. That's when he's finding a lot of success. And he's also getting respect with his takedown game as well, John.
And there's that left hand from Whittaker once again.
Nice entry by McGee. Let's see if he can finish it here. He can't.
Nice body kick there by Court McGee towards the end of round one. We are ready for round two between Court McGee and Robert Whittaker, and some pointed advice for Court McGee from John Hackleman, Kenny, in between rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's doing the right tactics. Hackleman with some very good advice. He's pressuring, he's using a lot of volume, he's mixing things in with his wrestling. And McGee gets right back to work to start off this round, not giving Whittaker time. And against a talented striker like Whittaker, you can't give him time to analyze and set you up. Cut Whittaker off balance there. Nice stuff from Court McGee there. Just pressuring and mixing things up.
And trying to follow suit with some combinations as his corner instructed. McGee, in his last fight against Josh Neer, landed 166 significant strikes. Ooh, oh, he picks Whittaker there.
Big shot from McGee.
And we'll see what kind of recoverability there is from Robert Whittaker now.
He dropped him for sure and landed another clean left hook there, John.
A huge left hook there for Court McGee. So, Court McGee taking over here to start round two.
Clean right hand as well for McGee. McGee's just staying on him.
And you gotta like that as a head coach, when your fighter does exactly what you instruct him to do in between rounds. Court McGee continues to keep the pressure on.
You still gotta respect the striking of Whittaker, though.
Oh, nice upward elbow there.
Beautiful from McGee. McGee's just staying on him, not giving him room to breathe in there, whether it's with his wrestling attacks or striking. He's really looking sharp here tonight, and he's got a takedown.
So the significant strikes starting to pile up for Court McGee. Whittaker able to escape there, but the 22-year-old getting all he can handle through 2 minutes of round two.
McGee going to the body now. I love the variety that McGee's showing out there. We've seen him in the past kind of get hung up on. Ooh, nice elbow from Whittaker there.
Yeah.
He gets hung up sometimes on throwing the same combination. Not the case tonight. Really showing his very diverse mixed martial arts game tonight.
And you want to see a mixed martial artist evolve and improve. Look no further than the striking of Court McGee. Shades of Nick Diaz a little bit here tonight with just perpetual volume striking.
He's staying busy. He's not worrying about power. He's working. He's worried about accuracy, precision, putting the combinations together, letting that come, not forcing the shots, just staying in Whittaker's face. And Whittaker hasn't quite been able to adjust just yet. Nice counter wrestling from Whittaker here. Looks like Court McGee is also cut below his right eye.
Yeah, despite the volume of Court McGee's lands, Robert Whittaker has busted up McGee.
Yeah, it looks like it's that elbow, that right elbow that Whittaker's been looking for all night.
Oh, nice straight left there. So Whittaker's jab has been a weapon we've read a lot about. It's on full display here tonight. And there's an elbow from Robert Whittaker.
And he's got to utilize it more, though, John. You know, he's accurate when he throws it. He just has to throw it more often. Jab is such a good weapon to keep the guy on the outside as a measuring tool, but it sets everything else up. There's another nice right elbow from Whittaker.
Yeah, that really has been the weapon of choice here in the second round.
He cut him on the temple and he cut him under the cheek, John. It's another danger of that elbow. He's throwing it. He's doubling up on that elbow.
And throwing it like a punch is Robert Whittaker. Less than a minute to go in round 2.
Well, now he's getting busy with that lead hand. And that spells danger for McGee if he can't adjust here. McGee's got to move that head.
And speaking of adjustments, Robert Whittaker has made some nice defensive ones here after getting rocked in the early part of round 2.
That he has. It was actually a jab from McGee that rocked him. But look at that slip and uppercut from Whittaker. Very high level striking there. Nice stuff from Whittaker to stop the takedown of McGee.
And Robert Whittaker continues to pepper that right side of McGee. That certainly bears watching as we go to our third and final round here in Indy.
That's a war. Breathe, buddy, breathe. Breathe.
Deep breaths, buddy.
Okay, gotta keep this fight moving backwards. Move him backwards, okay? Good round. You gotta keep him moving backwards and let your hands go. Chin down, okay? More level change, okay? And take a shot and fake a shot. Fake a shot and take a shot, okay? Breathe. The water, switch and spit. Okay, one more and swallow. Okay, hands up, chin down. Moving forward with those combinations. Go for the shot, okay? Get him against the cage, Courtney. Get him against the cage and beat him. This is the last round.
Yep.
The last round. Chin down, hands up, okay? You got to get him against the cage.
Commit to that shot.
Whittaker got caught with a jab early on that dropped him.
Behind the black, guys.
It was this shot right here. Nice side kick from McGee.
Let's go.
So immediately, Court McGee takes the center of the octagon, and his corner telling him to commit to the shot. If he does go for the takedown, go all in. And you can be sure Robert Whittaker will keep that jab firmly in Court McGee's face here in round 3. And again, going with that right elbow is Robert Whittaker.
Yeah, what I see is a guy who has found his range. Whittaker is way more active now. He's on to McGee, he's found his range, and he's way more confident. He's fighting with a lot more swagger now. And he's landing those combinations and he's putting them all together.
And the 22-year-old recovered quickly in round 2 and really flipped that round around.
Nice little spinning back kick from McGee.
And this is a game of Court McGee that really wasn't there when he won the Ultimate Fighter.
Now you could say, you could see it, it's clear he's been working on the full arsenal of striking techniques and caught Whittaker off balance there.
And I would say as a younger fighter, it would be easier to recover than if you're 35, 36 years old. Still nicely done by Whittaker in that second round. And Robert Whittaker really relishes this type of fight. He loves getting dirty, loves getting bloody, and that's exactly what he's got here. Once again, that left hand finding its home for Whittaker.
Beautiful 1-2-1 combination. He's finishing his combination with his lead hand. That will often land a lot when you finish with that lead hand, and it keeps you on balance and keeps your opponent in the proper range. Whittaker now looking for that slip and uppercut that he works so beautifully throughout his career.
Kenny, if you're Court McGee, do you work for the takedown here?
Yeah, you do, but you got to mix it in with the arsenal of striking, and that's what's happening is he's telegraphing his takedowns. And Whittaker now starting to land that left hook again.
After McGee had landed a couple jabs to bust Whittaker open.
And now Court McGee starting to go back to work and putting some combinations together, using more volume. And he's got to finish through on his takedowns. He's kind of hitting the takedown. He's got a nice level change, but he's not pushing through on the takedown. You can't drive to the legs. You got to drive through the legs. And for McGee, that's been a problem. But of course, you have to credit Whittaker, who's been sprawling very well and getting that underhook to thwart those wrestling attacks from McGee.
Half-hearted spinning attempt there from Court McGee as we approach the 2-minute mark in our third and final round. You hear John Hackleman calling out for Court McGee to move laterally. Whittaker connects again. Technical fight on both sides between two unorthodox strikers.
This is where McGee is successful, when he's really pressuring with strikes and mixing things up. But what I really like to counter that pressure is the head work of Whittaker. His head is always in the right position off that center line, which allows him to counter, especially in tight. He's landing those short elbows, that left hook, that uppercut inside.
And certainly a second win for Court McGee. Non-stop pressure here in the third round from the Utah product.
McGee just keeping a brutal pace here, really pursuing the takedown, trying to pressure Whittaker here.
So these significant strikes piling up here for Court McGee in round 3.
McGee really laying quite a blueprint here to beat Whittaker. He's pressuring, and tell you what, your face is going to wear it because he's such a good counter striker, Whittaker, but he's doing everything right. He's pressuring very well, high volume striking, a lot of variety, mixing things in with his wrestling. Even though he's not successful, he's getting Whittaker to respect that.
And the crowd showing a lot of respect here as Whittaker lands an elbow and then a left hook.
Beautiful exchanges here.
A perfect capper to a tremendous welterweight fight between a pair of Ultimate Fighter winners. We get the official decision next. Stay with us. It is UFC Fight Night. It is Fox Sports 1. Good to have you with us here on America's new sports network for UFC Fight Night on Fox Sports 1. And here we go inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, Whittaker. 30-27, McGee. And 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Court the Crusher McGee.
So Court McGee stays perfect at 170 pounds.